Ladies and gentlemen, he tried to strong arm China, Mexico, and Canada right out of the gate with these ridiculous tariffs. China canceled their shipping contract as the United States of the international distribution hub immediately. Mexico gladly became that person for China. We lost that contract. That's permanent. We also lost business deals with people all over the world, countries all over the world, that were very strategic because the next phase in business, the digital age, is being led by Africa. So relationships with the country of Africa are actually very, very important because it's a strategic alliance. We're helping them with money through U.S. aid and all these other fine programs so they can develop the leading technology into the digital future, including AI and stuff like that. There's reasons why there are friendships between the leaders and the countries. There are reasons why that everyone tries to work together, because in unification together with the assets that one has that another doesn't. So American can focus on A, B, C, D, and E, and Canada has more oil than America, so it makes it cheaper for America just to get 60% of our oil from Canada. So we have all of our manufacturing facilities specifically calibrated and built custom around producing the Canadian type specific oil. We can't just pick up new oil without redoing all of our manufacturing facilities. People don't realize that. There's a lot to it. Watch Mr. Global. He goes into detail on it. So there's a lot to it. So losing that contract is a big thing. And besides the cost of oil skyrocketing because most of the oil is no longer coming, we also 40% of the electricity comes from Canada. That's shut off. So we have all of these things that we were benefiting on, that we in the United States as a trade policy were making out 10 times what they were. So this whole they owe us is pure bullshit. And he uses the ignorance, the Trump people use the ignorance of the followers to create so much anger that they forget to look to fact check to see if it's actual real. And I'll give you one perfect example, the 250% tax on dairy from Canada. Number one, most countries do not accept the way we process our milk because we use too many chemicals. Most countries don't accept a lot of our foods because we use too many steroids and fillers and stuff and make it, basically, we poison our shit. We know we do that. That's why RFK is so popular. Anyway, so you stir up something that has a pseudo truth to it, like that 250% tariff. That 250% tariff was activated after a fourth level of amount of order of dairy going into Canada. That fourth level of dairy going into Canada has never reached that amount of order, mainly because of the restrictions on how we process our milk is forbidden and against the law in fucking Canada. That's not them screwing us. That's us allowing poisons in our foods and them not. Most countries have those restrictions, which is why they don't order as much of our shit as we do of theirs. We need to recognize that. MAGA is so stirred up about the anger and the imbalance and they owe us. They're not remembering the amount that we get from them and how cheaply we get it. Because we have to replace the energy that used to come from Canada or the trade that used to come into Mexico and the imports that used to come into China, everything in our lives is going to skyrocket and we're not going to have on the shelves anymore. That's just a fact. That's a ramification of this bullshit that he had to do for his ego. That's not a political statement, that's a fact. Who has come crawling hands and knees to beg for his forgiveness with a deal? And then he announces he has a deal, and it's the same deal they had before they went into these tariff bullshit. And he's basically checked into submission by everyone, including China, including Mexico, including Canada. Some are to the deal. So he blew up all the confidence in the United States worldwide in the financials, in the economic sector, and in being a reliable ally. He blew all that up on the premise that he was going to have everybody bend their knee to him because he's all powerful and he's so scary. He thought of himself and he thought of the United States as such an irreplaceable force that he could be the biggest asshole in the world and essentially shit all over one of the biggest heroes on the planet Earth in this lifetime, Zelensky, on public TV, enough to say not only is the United States not going to help you, you're basically screwed, you should give up everything to Uncle Vladdy because I love him, but embarrassed the United States and pissed off everyone else so much that not only they filled the hole that he took away from them, but it's been doubled and tripled ever since, because the world is recognizing they can't right now bank on the United States, but the job still has to be done. We're all going to collectively get together and do it. So the united part in the United States of America may not apply here, but in the rest of the world, when the right is right and the wrong is wrong, it's applying naturally. So our vacancy, Trump's assholishness, forced everyone else to make it right. They will try and break the rules, bend the rules, and rewrite the rules to fit their agenda. They are rewriting the Constitution on a daily basis, and the people who said they wanted Trump as president because he believes in the Constitution is finding out that he doesn't. That reeducation is real too.